Can't forget about the caregiver, because many of us find ourselves as caregivers. And this takes a toll on the caregiver, the family, and the whole family structure. We must also make sure that we look at the funding that's been allocated for Alzheimer's disease. President Obama has graciously made sure that this is part of the agenda at the federal level by approving the National Alzheimer's Project Act. What we need to do as a community is we have to make sure that that funding makes it to our community. They funded and allocated monies for Alzheimer's research, care, and support, but at the same time, we have organizations out there that are going to tap into those funds, and we have to show up and make sure that we get the funding in our communities for these programs and services. We also have to make sure that we work with our elected officials to fight the fight, to raise awareness. And we also have to look back at our churches and make sure that our churches are armed with the information they need as the people flock to the churches for information and looking for healing and looking for any type of relief that they can while they're struggling with Alzheimer's disease. Currently, we have over 588,000 people in California living with this disease, and right here in Los Angeles, we have over 40,000 of those people living with this disease. Many of those are the seniors that have paved the way for many of us to live the lives we live, have the careers we have black-owned businesses, and so forth and so on. The black community also needs to be prepared at the local, state, and federal level to fight this fight. We have to make sure that the Affordable Care Act also includes what we call the annual wellness visit. This is a fight that we have to fight. If our people are not being looked at early on in the process, we find ourselves in a crisis. We find ourselves trying to fight to care for our parent, care for our family member, whoever it may be. But we need to be at the forefront of this disease and make sure that we're getting these wellness visits and we're holding our physicians accountable as we look at this Affordable Care Act so that we can have earlier detection and so that we can plan better as a people. Finally, and more importantly, I urge the black community to make Alzheimer's disease a priority. Make it a top priority. Have that dialogue, have that conversation. Let's talk about the concerns, let's talk about the issues, and let's make sure it's on our black agenda. Thank you.